Good evening, everybody. We have the post-game press conference after Long Beach State's 3-1 loss to Stanford on Friday night at the Walter Pyramid. Coach, if we can have an opening statement, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, first of all, want to thank Stanford for traveling down, and really I want to shout out the community. Having 2,600 fans in the Pyramid is a great start for us this year, so we're very excited about that. Overall, we're very proud of how this team competed tonight, and of course, there's frustration and places that we felt like we could have been better and really competed for the win tonight. But it's a great start for a young team, and there's a lot of things that we're proud of.
We'll open it up to the floor.
First, I want to ask for Elise, congratulations on your return. I believe it was 643 days since your last game at the end of the 2023 season. So congratulations. You came out firing 6 of your 14 kills, I believe, in the first set. Just how do you feel? How did it feel to be back on the court?
It feels incredible. I had a little moment with my team before the match and kind of just brought up how grateful I was. But any opportunity that I get to be on the court is just extremely exciting, and I'm very grateful. So I'm very happy that I was just able to go out there and play volleyball tonight.
I do want to shout her out really quick. Those 600 and something days were not easy for her, and to watch her compete tonight, it's just so cool to watch her live in that present, because I know those days were really, really hard.
And for Coach, obviously, of course, not the result you wanted, but you saw a lot, obviously, with Elise returning. Also, with freshman Logan King, 13 kills, I believe. Maddie Maxwell had a strong start to her sophomore year. What kind of faith did your players give you as far as going forward for the rest of this weekend, but also the rest of the season with their performances today?
A ton of faith. To be honest with you guys, we had a ton of faith in them before this match, but watching them compete tonight and get after it, there's just so many things that we're proud of that are really non-tangible. Like we talk about the 13 kills. Logan had probably the worst day that we've seen of her since she's been back in the gym. And so really, being able to hold that standard for us is really important, but we have a ton of faith and belief in this squad.
It felt like, the turning point, obviously up in the second set, they had the 8-0 run. It felt like they found their groove, and it was kind of that from there. How did you feel? What did you feel that they changed going forward? It felt like defensively they went from being – you guys had a ton of opportunities to have just a much harder time scoring against their defensive front. What did you see there?
Yeah, there was to be honest, there's a lot of respect that we have for that team, and offensively they stepped it up a lot. I think they were hitting 300 or north of 300 in that second set, and then in the first set they were hitting almost 0. So there was a lot that they did to give them credit, but there was also a lot of things that we could control that we felt like we gave up in that second set, and it's a completely different match if we just have a couple of small changes, so we find that very promising.
So, Coach, you've got 12 newcomers, 6 true freshmen on this team. It felt like a good team effort tonight, despite the loss. A lot of players that haven't been around each other in a game setting yet, but it still looked like it translated well. What impressed you about the new players on the floor for you tonight?
Oh, a lot. I could name off a lot of new players. Anna, Izzy, Logan, hasn't had a ton of time in her time here. A couple of people came off of the bench and served really well for us with Milani and Maddie Collins. Nico's new to our squad. Tatum hasn't played much here. Annabelle's new to our squad. Sydney's brand new. We have a ton of new on our team, and this is the team that feels the most blended. We do not feel like a new team by any means, and hats off to our team and our staff for the work that they've put in this summer. It really is translating into the team culture right now.
Well, speaking on that blended feel, you've been one of the longest tenured players on this team now. How have you felt the culture and everything evolve over the years that you've been here?
Yeah, I think this team is the team that I've been most excited to play with. I think we have just gelled so well, and the group of girls, they're just incredible human beings as well as volleyball players, so it's easy with them. And just being in the gym, they're full of curiosity. They come in and work extremely hard every single day, and it's just a joy to be around.
Coach, blocking was a strength for your team last year. Looked like a strength, especially in the beginning parts of this match.
Yeah.
What do you think this team can do blocking defense-wise throughout the year as far as you've seen?
Yeah, blocking, I believe we were first in the Big West last year for blocking, and in my opinion, last. I know it wasn't dead last, but last for digs. And I think the potential is there to be a similar team blocking wise and a way better team defensively this year. And looking at the stats, you know, I don't think it represents all of the missed opportunities that we had to turn some tools into blocks. So for us, there's just some, again, like small tweaks there that will help us turn some opposing points into current points for us. But blocking in D, and to that point, I view serving as a defensive skill also. Like we want to be offensive with it. We want to attack teams with our serve, but it's also a huge defensive skill to be able to get teams out of system. And the combination that we have, or the potential combination there, is really lethal.
Well, you mentioned digging. I mean, I feel like at least from what I saw a couple of years ago, at least was a key part in being able to be a back row force. Elise, how did you feel today being back there, middle back, being able to get, 8 digs tonight against a good Stanford offense?
Had a blast with it. But I honestly wouldn't be able to be doing what I'm doing without everybody else around me. So they make my job easy.
Coach, it's Oregon State on Sunday. How are you excited to maybe just take the good and the bad from tonight and put it into Sunday's match?
Extremely excited. It's really incredible and amazing to be a part of a group that experiences a first loss together that's so new, and to hear the talk in the locker room afterwards is just so promising. And I think there's going to be so much that we learn from this match that's going to help us not only Sunday but moving forward into November. So for us, this is a really promising thing, and I think being so close with so many different plays tonight is just something that we're very excited walking away from. Thank you.
Thank you.